7th grade in lesson 11.3, we're talking about how to find the mean absolute deviation. We follow these 3 steps. We first find the mean of the data set. Then number 2, we take the absolute value of the data number minus the mean. And then number 3, we find the mean of those absolute values. So if here's our data set right here, these numbers in our data set, let's find the mean first. To find the mean or the average, we add up all of these numbers. If you add up all of those numbers, you'll come up with 60. Then of course we divide by the number of numbers, which there are 10 numbers in the data set, so 60 divided by 10 is 6. So the mean of the data set is 6. Then number 2, we find the absolute value of the data number minus the mean. Okay, so basically 10 times we have to find the absolute value of the data number minus the mean. So first I have 7 minus 6, and 6 is the mean. The absolute value of 7 minus 6. Then I have the absolute value of 6 minus 6. Absolute value of 2 minus 6. Absolute value of 8 minus 6. Absolute value of 3 minus 6. Absolute value of 9 minus 6. Absolute value of 5 minus 6, absolute value of 4 minus 6, absolute value of 6 minus 6, and absolute value of 10 minus 6. Okay, so I take all of my data numbers in the data set. So in my data set, right, I had 7, 6, 2, 8, 3, 9, 5, 4, 6, and 10. Those are all of the numbers in my data set, and they're all being subtracted by the mean, which is 6. Okay, now remember, absolute value means you want how far is the number away from 0. So all of your absolute values will be positive. 7 minus 6, that's 1. 6 minus 6, that's 0. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. The absolute value of negative 4 is 4. 8 minus 6, that's 2. 3 minus 6 is negative 3. The absolute value of negative 3 is 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. 5 minus 6 is negative 1. Negative 1, the absolute value of that is 1. 4 minus 6, the absolute value of that is 2. 6 minus 6 is 0. 10 minus 6 is 4. So these are all my absolute values, the numbers in purple right there. The third and final step is to find the mean of those absolute values. So we have these 10 numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need to add those numbers up. So if I add those numbers up, 1 plus 0 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 4, I get 20. If I add all of these numbers up, I get 20. And then of course if I'm finding the mean, I take this total and divide by the number of numbers, which there are 10 numbers, so 20 divided by 10 would be 2. This is the MAD, the mean absolute deviation of the data set.